Good morning. Welcome to Business Life. So today being the last day of the working day, being the Friday, of course, it is the beginning of the new series for the March month. It's the 1st of March today. So we are going to look into a lot of details about the new series and how it all happened yesterday in the February series. Of course, it was the last day of the February month yesterday, and also we had an expiry day trading, and the derivatives were also being heavily traded as on yesterday. And apart from that, the entire world was buzzing with the Indian news about Mr. Abhinandan, the Air Force pilot. Indian Air Force pilot was released, will be released today at 1:30 in the Indian Standard Time. And that was the statement given by the Pakistan government yesterday. And that's the reason why we can see the markets were completely trading in a range, and they ended up with a flat kind of a movement yesterday. But the entire movement, if we look into the markets in the month of February, completely remained flat. In fact, not just 1 month, but for the past couple of months, 3-4 months, if you look into the Indian markets haven't gone anywhere. So looking into that kind of an aspect, can we expect any correction or a rally on the upper side, or do we have to wait for a flat month closing in the March series as well? So we have our expert joining us today, Mr. Chirag Solanki from Karvy Stock Broking. So let's ask him and find out more. Hi Chirag, welcome to our show.
Hi, good morning. Welcome to the viewers as well. So, we are likely to have a soft opening as far as the derivative contracts for the March series is concerned. This is mainly on the back of the rollover data, which is also not very lucrative. It is only at 60%, just a tad lower than the industry average is what I feel. And yesterday's market momentum was a clear indicator that we will likely move higher only if we surpass the higher levels of 10,865 to 10,900. So till such time that zone is not crossed on a closing basis, we do not see any further strong buying to come through. However, if there are any declines, we recommend you to go long in stocks, good quality stocks, that is stocks with good fundamentals.
Okay. So coming back to the markets as such, yesterday's closing, if we look into the American markets, the Dow Jones closed about 69 points negative, and the Nasdaq also closed with a 22-point losses yesterday. So what indications can the Asian markets get today? So what we look into is Nikkei, the Japanese index, is trading with about 171 point losses right now, and the Shanghai index trading with 15 points positive right now. And we have our very own SGX Nifty trading in the Singapore exchange with about 7 points gain, trading at about 10,877 points. So looking into this kind of market movement, exactly if we look for the past 4 days, markets have been just trading between 10,700 and 10,950 kind of levels. So can we see any kind of buoyant market numbers by the auto sales numbers as being the 1st of March today? So with that kind of a buoyant move, can we expect any kind of a upward? Otherwise, for the past couple of days, there were a lot of reports that most of the automobile companies haven't given a good kind of sales numbers because of the weak demand from the marriage season.
Well, yes. See, the auto numbers which will be out today will set the tone for the for the next few sessions, and we will also have other data coming through as we progress through the month. And auto numbers, as I already mentioned, will set the tone, and we are expecting that the auto numbers are likely to remain soft this time around as well, with two-wheeler numbers to just be a tad bit lower, and whereas the other, like the commercial vehicles and all, can surprise with a positive number on the upside. So having said that, the preferred bet from our end as far as the auto stocks are concerned, I mean, we are just expecting that the two-wheeler numbers will be just a tad bit low, but for other other auto stocks apart from Bajaj Auto, we feel that the stock is likely to move up towards, say, 3,170 to 3,190. That is a big move in itself that we are expecting. So this is for a 1 month bet that I am recommending an auto stock. Other stocks, I will just read out the names for you, and the report will be available on karvyonline.com. It is called Value Max. It is one of our flagship products, so you can go and read it over there. ACC, Axis Bank, Bajaj Auto, Divi Slab, GAIL, Hind Zinc, McDowell, PFC, TCS and Voltas. These are our preferred bets for the month of March 2019. So we recommend you to go along in all these stocks in equal quantities for potential upside targets of 10 to 15%.
All right. So looking into the market insights, as in the Nifty index, Nifty 50 advances and declines as on yesterday, they stood at, the advances were about 26 stocks which closed at gains, and the declines were about 24 stocks in the Nifty 50 which closed in the losses yesterday. And the BSE 200, the advances were about 126 and the declines about 72, and the stocks which remained unchanged was 3 stocks in the index of BSE 200. Coming to the top 5 and gainers and losers, that were ONGC, Vedanta, Coal India, Bharat Petroleum Corporation and GAIL India. They were the stocks which were remained as the top index gainers yesterday, from about 2% to 5.5% were the major gainers. And looking into the top 5 losers, that's TCS, Eicher Motors, Ultra Cement, Maruti and Hero MotoCorp. These are the companies which lost ground about 2% to 3.5% as on yesterday. So as the auto numbers are going to be revealing the whole picture of the past month's sales, so I guess we need to wait for the kind of clarity on that mode. But what can we expect coming to the IT company like TCS, which has come down to the sub 2000 levels?
Well, TCS in the last couple of trading sessions has witnessed a sell-off from higher levels, and we are expecting that the stock is likely to find good medium-term support somewhere around 1880 to 1800. So we would not recommend you to go outright and buy the stock right now. Just wait for the stock to consolidate a bit around the support levels that I already mentioned. Let us see as to how the buying activity happens around those levels, and that is where we can decide whether to go long or to go short from those levels. Right now, if for someone is asking for an intraday trade, the stock is likely to witness a small gap up from yesterday's close, so that can be used as a shorting opportunity with yesterday's high as the stop loss. Yesterday's high that the stock had made was 2071.35 in the cash segment, so with that stop loss you can definitely go short.
All right. So we have a couple of stocks which are going to come up in stocks to watch out in important news as such, like Kotak Mahindra, HDFC Bank, Bharti Airtel, Larsen and Toubro, and then Vodafone India, Vodafone Idea would be the one in news today. So watch out for the news to break out, and then you can take exact course how to go and get into that kind of a stock. Especially when we talk about the index stock L&T, what do you feel this time the L&T is poised up to? Because this has remained almost in the second half of the week of February. If we see, this stock hasn't gone anywhere and made any big move. Can we expect any move in the month of March series?
Well, yes, we are bullish on L&T to a certain extent. The stock has actually retraced around 88% of its previous up move, and it has just closed above those levels, and we are expecting that the stock is likely to take support again around 1240-1250 zone, and it is likely to move around move to some to levels around 1440 to 1450 in this month. And someone who wants to go long in this counter for a period of 1 month can go long with a stop loss of 1200 for upside targets of 1450 to 1480.
Okay. So now we look into further stocks which are in news today. That's SBI to issue electoral bonds in March, April and May. And Lupin Labs introduces a generic Ranolazine ER tablets in the US market. So we need to check out the kind of, after the news being announced, how the stock is going to perform for the whole March series month. And coming back to the other stocks news, that's Adani Ports, ARSS Infra, Tata Steel, ONGC, and we have the Future Retail stock. Of course, Future Retail stock has entered into an exclusive master franchise agreement with one of the Japanese-based that 7-Eleven kind of a brand, which they wanted to start and operate the stores in India. So I guess these stocks, will it get re-rated?
Well, yes, if we look at 7-Eleven, it has a prominent presence in Asia and Southeast Asia, specifically in tourist destinations like Thailand, Singapore and all these areas. So with a lot of exposure in all these Southeast Asian countries, the brand is trying to move into the Indian subcontinent as well. And This is going to be a big positive for companies like Future Retail, Future Consumer in itself, and we will see that the company will reap benefits out of some kind of the change in trade tactics which this brand has been doing abroad in India.
All right. Now let's look into the stocks of 52-week highs and 52-week lows. Let's start with the 52-week lows now. That's ISGEC Heavy Engineering has made a 52-week low of 46.27. HDFC Life made a 52-week low of 344. Omax has touched a 52-week low of 204, and Tata Chemicals 550 was the new 52-week low. Alchem Laboratories again 1726 was the new 52-week low. Now coming to the important stocks like HDFC Life and Tata Chemicals, we believe that these are very strong, fundamentally strong companies. So are they technically bearish? What could be the reason behind the HDFC Life stock getting down?
Well, if we look at the chart pattern of HDFC Life, it is clearly indicating a lower top, lower bottom formation on daily, weekly and monthly charts. This is a clear indication that market participants are not expecting a great near-term future for this stock, and but such kind of negativity should be bought into. HDFC Life comes with the quality of HDFC in itself. Now, no one would want to miss out such stocks if they are trading at reasonable price at lower levels. There were buyers who have purchased the stock somewhere around 500, 520. So why not should anyone buy the stock right now? We recommend you to go long in HDFC Life. See, it is trying to create a bottom somewhere around 350, 340 zone. So go long with a stop loss of 325 for upside targets of somewhere around 400 to 420 in the medium to long term. When I say medium to long term, it can mean somewhere around 4 months to somewhere around 1 year. So this is a good bet that you can definitely look into. So I recommend you to buy HDFC Life for medium to long term.
Okay, let's talk about the 52-week high stocks. That's again none other than UPL, which created a 52-week high of 881 yesterday. And AstraZeneca Pharma was the company which made a new 52-week high of 2039. And we have, yes, ICICI General Insurance also created a new 52-week high of 940. Aditya Birla Fashion again clocked a new 52-week high of 229. Tech Mahindra, yes, this is one stock which is buzzing with a lot of huge volumes and with new 52-week high price of 840 levels as on yesterday. So can we look into any kind of fresh buying opportunities in ICICI General Insurance, UPL and Tech Mahindra in case of a correction happens?
Well, yes, if you look at something like a Tech Mahindra, it has been in a dream bull run kind of a situation from the past 6 months or so. Since August, it has been making higher top, higher bottom formations, or cycles of higher top, higher bottoms rather, on weekly, monthly and even on daily charts. Now the stock has closed at a adjusted lifetime high of 832 yesterday, and we are recommending that you can keep on riding the rally till such time it breaks below 700. So till the stock comes to below 700 and closes below that level, there is no reason for anyone to exit the stock. Any dip is a buying opportunity in this. Now as far as UPL is concerned, we have been bullish on this counter for quite some time now, and we expect that the stock is likely to move higher towards somewhere around 950 in the years in the next couple of months or so. It is the second highest close that it has witnessed. The highest close ever was 887 and yesterday's close was 876. So if that 887, 890 zone is crossed on a closing basis, then you might as well see the kind of momentum or the targets that I have just mentioned on the upside.
Okay, let's let our viewers know about this. Markets have opened right now. 10,853 is what Nifty Spot Index is trading at, about 61 points gains. And Sensex is trading with a gains of about 205 points. That's 36,072. And the top gainers in the markets, if we look into right now, before that, the market which are trading with a huge gap up as on today, what we look is presently the markets are from here. If this gap up remains for the whole day, I guess the markets can also touch the 10,900 levels. In case if it maintains that kind of a gap, it's not a recommendation of buying the index, but that is a kind of market scenario right now. If we look into the top gainers into the index stocks, that's Vedanta trading at about 2.5% gains. That's 173 rupees 50 paisa. Yes Bank is trading with gains of about 2%. That's 235.75. India Bulls Housing Finance trading with a 1.5% gain, about 666 right now that price, and JSW Steel trading with 1% gains, about 284. GAIL has also gone up about 1.3%. That's trading at about 346 rupees. And if we look into the top losers in the index, that's Bharti Airtel, Dr. Reddy's, IOC, Bajaj Auto and Cipla are the ones which are losing ground by about 0.5% to 3% is what these stocks are trading right now downside. So the most active stocks, yes, we were just talking about TCS today. TCS is trading somewhere around about 1,996 rupees with a gain of about 0.7%, and other stocks, to name a few, like ICICI Bank is also trading in the positive territory. So can we expect any of these stocks to remain bullish today, or is this only a good opportunity to sell?
You can definitely buy the stock if the stocks are coming a little bit lower. Don't buy at current levels. The markets has just opened. Just wait for the markets to settle down a bit. Just wait for around another 15-20 minutes, and then we can decide the the further course of action in all these stocks. Having said that, these are all good quality stocks that Anilji has just mentioned. So you can definitely go long once there is a decline in the counter.
All right. So coming back to the commodity futures market, MCX futures yesterday saw some profit booking yesterday, because the gold, precious metal, everything, along with the silver closed with about more than 400 rupees losses in the silver, and then about more than 200 rupees losses in the gold as well. And presently today the markets have again opened at about gold is trading minus 43 rupees, 32,938. Silver now trading at 39,154 with about 20 rupees gains, and of course crude oil as well trading with a gains of about 20 rupees, that's 4,078. In case if the strength is looking into the commodity markets, will there be any kind of a churning of portfolio or any kind of open interest getting built up into the just in general, like commodity markets may gain and then equity markets start losing? Will that be any kind of a scenario expected as the first day of the new series?
See, such scenarios exist only in the short term, but if you look at the longer term charts of equity markets and gold, silver, crude oil, whatever, everything has gone up in tandem. So let us talk about the short term things first. So as far as the crude oil is concerned, well, we are expecting that the crude oil will actually try to consolidate around current levels and then move higher. As far as gold is concerned, we are expecting that the gold is likely to witness some kind of selling pressure if, as per the global standards or as per in dollar terms, if the stock or if the gold commodity breaks below the 1300 mark or the 1305 mark, then we might as well see some kind of a selling coming through towards 1280. And when such kind of a situation happens, especially in precious metals, the equity markets usually respond on the positive side in the short term.
All right. Looking into the USD INR, the USD INR is trading right now at about 7 paisa higher as on yesterday with the decline of about 49 paisa. Right now the current price is around about 70 rupees 0.82 paisa. So will this lead to any kind of directions for the markets if we look into the March series? Why? Because in case if the rupee becomes stronger, then I guess we can have a good rally as well.
Well, yes, we will have to consider a lot of things before we try to comment on the USD INR right now, because see, it is trading on a softer note actually right now, which is good for the markets, and we are expecting a range of somewhere between 70 to 71.20 on the upside, in at least in the short term. So as of now, I would still recommend you to wait for some time before you take a trade into the USD INR.
All right. Okay, viewers, now this is an interesting news. We have a news from the SEBI that's mutual funds PMS to get to play in commodity derivatives as well. So I guess there's a lot of action can be expected in the coming weeks and months. So let's wait and watch the space actually, how SEBI is going to come out with the compliances and the rules and regulations. So what would happen to the commodity derivatives right now? Will the liquidity go higher?
Well, of course, if the participation increases, the liquidity is likely to inch higher. Having said that, I am not sure on what those guidelines are. I am not read into the fine print of the same, so I will not be able to comment on that as of now. But of course, the participation is likely to go up, and this will give a lot of depth to the commodity markets as well.
All right. So RBI has given the approval for the amalgamation of DBS Bank with the DBS Bank India. So the entity has been granted permission to operate as a wholly owned subsidiary of the Singaporean lender. So this is one of the banks, again, showing a lot of interest into the Indian operations. That means Indian banking sector is going to have more competition with the foreign banks.
Well, yes, I feel that some bit of competition will definitely come through, or it will rise. But of course, as Indians, most of them, they trust state-owned banks. So I think the charm of PSU banks will not go anywhere. Of course, there will be competition for sure.
Oh, great. So now let's our viewers know about the stock status currently. The stochastic of these particular stocks, it says they are oversold, and that's Alchem Laboratories, which is having a stochastic of about 28, and these are all technical jargons basically to help if any viewers who are trying to know trying to do any homework in terms of technical analysis. So we do also have our experts. They'll try to give their best view on this. And CRISIL at the same time is also getting into a oversold zone according to this stochastic tool what they have been giving these figures. And the overbought stocks, the one which are in overbought zone are Procter & Gamble, Balrampur Chini, Bharat Dynamics and Pfizer. And BDL actually being recently listed, and I feel this is one of the stocks which can be preferred in case even if it is being getting into overbought zone. So can there be any kind of a correction if in case after the overbought zone is getting heated up? So if there is a correction, I think BDL is being a PSU company. So can there be any bottom fishing can be done in case if the stock falls?
Look, BDL has been correcting for quite a while now, and the main reason why BDL has gone up is because of the tensions going on between India and Pakistan. It is expected that the company is likely to receive orders in the in the near term for defense materials. So any decline in this stock should be definitely be bought into, and someone who's been holding for a long term can definitely average the stock.
All right. Now coming to the stock specific, like you have mentioned for the March series, can we also get any entry prices and along with that any stop loss, specifically one or two company names, can you mention them?
Yes, I can do that. Like I already mentioned, TCS is not a buy right now, at least for the intraday or for BTST. You can definitely go long in this counter for a period of 1 month. Okay, so the yesterday's closing price was somewhere around 1983. It is currently trading around somewhere around 1990, 1995. So you can go along in the counter at current levels. Average if it comes around 1900. Upside targets can be 2245 to 2265. And the downside stop loss will be 1825. This is for TCS. As far as McDowell is concerned, you can look this FMCG counter, which is looking good on charts. Buy the stock around 545 to 550. Stop loss will be 480. Upside targets can be 650 to 660 on the upside.
Okay, so looking into the ZEAL stock, which has fallen in the month of February to the price of around about approximately around 290 rupees. So that was a kind of a low, a panic low which created Z stock. But right now trading at around about 473. Is this a turnaround or a bullish zone where the stock can be bought, or again this kind of a temporary rally which can be again getting into a huge correction? What one need to do?
Look, the stock has actually created a panic bottom somewhere around 280 to 90 odd levels, and it has tried to move higher. Now there is a lot of speculations surrounding the stock regarding the share sale to one of the biggest entertainment tycoons or the industry industrial leader as far as the television is concerned. So we are not pretty sure about the news as such as to which company it is selling and at what price it is selling its stake. So we would not recommend you to go outright long right now, because you do not know as to what exactly is the price at which the company is being sold out, or the stake of the company is being sold to another company. So right now, as far as an intraday trade is concerned, you can go along with the stop loss of say 465 or upside targets of 485 to 490.
Okay, so viewers, today is the end of this show and end of this weekend as well. And to remind you of, this is going to be a long weekend, because on Monday it's Mahashivratri and the markets would remain closed. Again, we would be coming back to you at 9 a.m. in CVR English at 9 a.m. Thank you very much.